start
चलिए
first? Then you can
स्टार्ट हो गया,
continue.
अब स्टार्ट कीजिए इंट्रोडक्शन और
Okay. A very good morning to all. Hope everyone is safe and healthy. Today, for webinar, we are having the topic Watershed Management for Natural Resource Conservation, organized by Department of Agriculture, Engineering, PIT. We are privileged to have Dr. Ravishankar Kurothi with us. He is a retired principal scientist and head in ICAR, Indian Institute of Soil and Water Conservation Research Center. A very apt person to talk on the topic. He is recognized for his work in integrated watershed management, natural resource conservation, development of model watershed, ravine reclamation, etc. So with great pride, I welcome you, sir, to Parel University to enlighten us with your knowledge and experience.
Thank you. So, good morning, friends. Let us try to discuss some water resource conservation methods through watershed management. So, we will discuss what is a watershed, then what are its components, how it can be delineated, and what are the different watershed characteristics which can help us in planning watershed. And watershed management for natural resources is done under some basic rules. There are these rules will guide us through managing a watershed. Then we will discuss what are the component based interventions for resource conservation. And they will be divided according to arable and non-arable land and drainage line. So first, what is a watershed? Here you can see I have drawn a watershed map on paper. So you can see this is a land area bounded by a ridge line, and it drains through drainage lines to a common outlet. So this is a watershed, which is a land area. This land area will comprise of arable land and non-arable land. This may have a habitation, water bodies, and roads. So that was on a paper, but on a real life situation, how you can delineate a watershed. Here you can see a Google Earth picture. In this picture, you can see the roads, then a small nala passing through like this, a small channel joining to this nala. If I select this as a outlet point, then with my experience in looking at the Google Earth pictures, I can delineate a watershed for this outlet, and it will be like this. I'll move in this direction like this, join this road, then come like this, straight away go to like this, and back to that point. So this is the watershed delineated for this outlet. This can also be done with the help of village map or cadastral map. Of course, with the help of villagers who are residing in that area. So this is a map of Antisar watershed in Kapadwan Taluka of Gujarat. If I select a outlet here, then I can delineate the watershed with the help of farmers of this area who know from where runoff water passes from their fields. So here again there is a road. So roads are always, most of the roads are on ridge line. So from this point I go straight, then come to this point. Here this survey number drains in this direction and this survey number drains in this direction. So I will walk down like this. Then this information of runoff passing of this survey number to this side and this survey number this side will be provided by the villagers, and as on like that I will move on like this. It is not necessary that entire survey number can drain into this direction. This survey number, particularly this, around 1/4 is draining in this direction. So we will pass this line like this and go ahead. Like this, we will complete the round and come to the outlet again. So this will be our watershed for this outlet point. Totaling we will list these all the service number inside, and these their owners and what is the area, and totaling the area will give us the watershed area of this particular watershed. So similarly, we can delineate watershed like this. Now about watershed characteristic, there are number of characteristics, but which are of our interest are size. It can be micro, small, medium, large, or even river basins. Depending upon our use, we can classify them. There is no clear-cut definition that 100 hectare will be a small watershed or a micro watershed. But depending upon our use, we classify them under watersheds. So, Government of India, Department of Agriculture or Rural Development, for the purpose of watershed development, have selected 500 to 1000 hectare watershed as a working unit. Then they may have different shapes, watershed, leaf size, a square, maybe circular, or a small, like a fan. Different shapes may be there. These watershed may have different slopes. Hilly watersheds may have larger slopes, and watersheds in the plain will have less slopes. Similarly, they will have number of channels, a network of channels, and these channels will have different lengths, their widths and depths. And watershed will have different types of soils also, maybe a black cotton soil or loam soil. Different types of soil will be there. Similarly, the watershed may have different types of vegetation, forest, or agriculture, or horticulture, or scrub area. So, watershed comprises of resources, 4 resources, and we call them as 4 J's: Jal, Jameen, Jungle, and Janwar. That is water, soil, plants, animals. So many years ago, these watersheds were managed by nature in a very efficient way. And all these 4 resources were following natural rules. Then came the most advanced animal, that is we, Jan or human beings. And our requirements, our greed, etc., started demanding more than the watershed capacity. What is the natural capacity of watershed? We try to extract more. And if you, from a bank account, you withdraw money continuously and don't deposit money, then what happens? Your balance will go on reducing. So deterioration have started by the acts of most important resource of the watershed, that is human being. Human beings are the fifth J, that is, and fifth most important resource of watershed. So in order to reverse this cycle, human beings needs to understand all the 5 resources very well, then only they can manage it very well. So about the 4 resources, we should first know what is the water balance of the watershed. So rainwater and groundwater, these are 2 forms of water that is provided by God to a watershed. So if we increase our demand, then the supply what God has given us, it will be difficult to manage the watershed, or you will have to borrow water from other watersheds. So in that way, What we should do is we should find the water balance and make a balance between our demand and whatever is supply. Similarly, our soil capacity for production is limited. So we should not extract more from it by using so many our chemical fertilizers and other things, and try to make keep the resilience of our soil intact. Similarly, if from my forest resources I start extracting lot of uh, trees and don't grow them, then again it will deteriorate. Similarly, whatever the capacity of animals, a Bengal cow may give you just 1 liter of milk, but a Gir cow may give you 10 liters. So depending upon what type of animals you have in your watershed, they should be uh, their capacity should be in our mind for extraction. So this management of watershed has to be done by the human beings. So what are the major rules which will guide us? The very first thing is we should say this is our watershed and we are going to manage it. That is jointly own the watershed. And for this, Government of India has given detailed guidelines. These are by Department of Agriculture and Rural Development Department. And they are very detailed guidelines. And this we will call social management, and that is very important. Under technical management, we'll say do not try to produce more than the capacity. That is whatever the resilience of our soil, we should not produce more than that. Otherwise, our production capacity will go on decreasing every year. Secondly, we should increase the capacity by interventions that reduce the wastages of our resources. So these are the two parts. One is social management, that is most important, and second one is technical management. So we will discuss in detail based on components of our watershed, what are the different conservation measures for arable lands and what are the conservation measures of non-arable land. This in the first slide I have explained you. The land area is composed of arable land and non-arable land. So we'll have conservation measures differently for arable land and non-arable land, and then conservation measures of drainage lines. So first, let us see what are the conservation measures for arable lands. There is a long list. The first thing is land leveling. So first, if you level the lands, then it allows rainwaters to soak in and reduces the runoff. So land leveling is the first very important work which can be done in the areas where slopes are less. When slopes increases, leveling costs more, so we go for bunding. That is contour bunding, graded bunding, peripheral bunding, and field bunding. These bundings I'll explain in detail in next slides. Then whatever water after bunding or land leveling is excess from the rain can be passed through grass waterways. Similarly, on higher slopes and soils, deep soils, we can go for bench terracing. We can make half moon terraces for horticulture, then water harvesting and groundwater recharge structures. These are all the conservation measures which we can make in arable lands. Here you can see some small contour bunds, a series of contour bunds. This one also close up, a contour bund is there. So water will be impounded behind this bund and it will be soaked into the soil. Similarly, you will have field bunds, compartmental bunds. So you can see here, we can make these bunds with the help of borrow pits. These pits are there. We'll dig the soil and make the bunds. So you can see in rainy season, whatever rainwater is there, it is accumulated behind the bunds. Not only water, but the whatever soil is also stocked behind the bunds, and whatever fertilizer has been applied in the field is also kept inside the field. So these are the different photographs of field bunding. Similarly, if you have a tableland and down below ravines are there, then to separate these two, we can make the peripheral bunds, and these bunds will protect the these what do you call tablelands. So all these bunds should be provided with stone outlets or pipe outlets, grassed outlet or masonry outlet. This picture you can see, if you don't provide a proper outlet, well, what will happen? Here, what farmer has done, or that just he put the pipe and put the soil over it. In the first rain itself, this has been washed out, and whatever expenditure we have done on our bunds, construction of bund is wasteful, because this plastic and soil, they don't join very well, and water has seeped through like this and it has been washed out. So whenever you are making with a pipe, you should also be constructed with the stone masonry or brick masonry, so that there is no leakage and your outlet is not washed out. Here you can see some of the grass waterways. This is before the start of rainy season. Here you can see grass has come up and this water is flowing slowly in these grass waterways. This picture is from USA. There they have very big farms, and those farms are drained through these grassed waterways. Very large watersheds are there, and they are maintaining these grassed waterways. Then terraces you can make on soils which are deep and their slope is higher. You can also make half moon terraces for horticulture plantation. The same thing is shown here, half moon terraces and then bench terraces. So they were all those measures where we did on arable lands. So now what are the measures which we can make on non-arable lands? Here we can go for contour stone bunding, contour trenching, recharge structures, groundwater recharge structures, and embankment type ponds, because arable lands are generally not where you can store water also, and you can go for tree plantation and other things also. So wherever stones are available, like in forest, we can make stone bunds to conserve the water and soil also. We can also make the continuous contour trenches in grassland area, and you can see you can harvest a very good amount of grass. These are the types of trenches. You can have stagger contour trenches for plantation, where we do the tree plantation. Then wherever your slope is not uniform, you can go for these crescent terraces, and where grassland is there, you can go for continuous contour trenches. You can do the plantation on the mount of a trench if your soils are black soils or sodic soils, and they are not, they are impermeable, heavy textured soils. But if soil is permeable like sandy soil, you can plant the trees inside the trench. You can see some of the contour trenches. Here we have done some. Even in northeast areas, they make contour trenches on very steep slopes. So to protect it, they grow grass and pineapple also. So these are some staggered ranges in non-arable lands. Here also you can see the same thing. So those were the technology for the land area of the watershed, arable land and non-arable land. Now, once our arable land and non-arable land, that is land area, is treated, then we will have most of the water stored behind our bunds or other things. And whenever there is a high intensity rainfall, higher amount of rainfall is there, excess water will be conveyed into drainage lines. So here we can treat the drainage lines now. So these are, I will explain now some of the technologies where drainage lines are treated. So here you can see, depending upon your drains, say first order stream is there, your watershed area is very small, you can make earthen gully plug structures. Up to 10 hectares, you can go for earthen gully plug structure. When your area increases, this may not be very strong, so you go for loose boulder check dams. Still higher area is there, then you can go for gabion structures. Gabion structures are nothing but stones put into a net. And then when your watershed area is more than 50 hectares, you can go for brick or stone masonry check dams. So earthen gully flux, I already told, can go for 10 hectares. This storage will provide increase the groundwater recharge and reduce the runoff concentration. This will also reduce the soil loss. Soil will be stored behind the earthen gully plugs. Here you can see, and this water may also be used during rainy season for drinking water for animals. We should provide natural outlets in the all the all the drainage line treatments. Here in ravines, you can make a series of small check dams with a smaller outlet. Like here, you can see the Boriband we call in Gujarat. This kind of gully plugs can be made. Live check dams of bamboo, you can see 1, 2, 3 can also be made in gully beds. They are planted at 2 by 2 meter and 2 rows are there. Once they grow up, their roots hold the soil and they work very well as a gully plug. These earthen gully plugs can have 2.1 to 3 to 1 side slopes and store a lot of soil behind it. Loose boulder check dams are generally constructed by forest department to reduce the runoff velocity. They also deposit the soil behind them. So here you can see a series of loose boulder check dams. Here you can see most of the forest department do not provide an outlet into these loose boulder check dams, as they believe that water flows through the boulder check dams. But you can have a improved loose boulder check dams where you provide a section for overflowing of water, and to control the runoff water you can give a small apron. So this is a better one design, and you can see the bigger stones are kept on the topmost layers of the loose boulder check dam so that it cannot wash out. These are the gabion structure. This is a check dam, and these are the retaining walls to protect the slopes. This another is a gabion structure constructed on a channel in the agricultural watershed. You can see the head wall, the apron, and the side walls. Then you can have brick masonry check dams or then check dams for larger watershed. Here you can see some of the check dams. This one is at the outlet of a pond. This one is in the middle of a nala. So like this, you can make the brick masonry check dams. This is the drawing of check dams. The different parts are there: head wall, side wall on upstream side, wing wall, head wall extension, side walls, wing wall on downstream side. This is the apron, and this is end seal. So this has to be depending upon the site. You have to make this. Then these check dams are to be uh, located at different sites. There should be a gap between two check dams located. Here you can see this check dam is here and water is flowing from here, but its apron is filled up. Why? Because the next check dam which was located has been very near to this. So that mistake we should avoid, and the next location of the check dam should be proper. Otherwise, we will unnecessarily spend more money on the watershed management works. Now we will see some of the recharge filters. These recharge filters are used to filter the runoff water and then put it into the tube well or open well. So whatever runoff from the agriculture watershed comes, we collect it and put it into the filter. Here it has got three layers. We put a perforated pipe and join it into well, open well or tube well. We put the 100 mm or 50 100 mm gravel first, then second layer of 50 mm gravel and top layer of coarse sand. So this water uh, gets filtered and then goes into the tube well or open well to recharge the groundwater. So this recharge filter should be water should be diverted in the wells where the water can go inside the wells. This is a low cost. There is a low cost water recharge filter where we use the LDPE sheet. You can see near the well, we can collect the water from the field. This is the location, lowest location where water will be collected, and here we will make the recharge filter. We dig the 1 meter deep pit, put the polythene sheet and the perforated pipe, and this pipe is connected to the well. Then 100 mm gravel, then 50 mm gravel, and above that we put the soil. And even we can add a green net. This green net is a very good filter for soil. So whatever rainwater collected will come and go through the sheet, then pass through the sand, and then it will go into the wells like this. The same filters can be made near the tube wells. That was the open well. This is tube well. Here we have made a filter into the nala bed. Here rainwater will come. Same layers will be putting here. Once filled up, and this will be diverted into this tube well. Here you can see rainwater comes here, flows over it, goes into it, and through it goes into the tube well. Now, next one is dugout ponds, and these ponds can be made wherever embankment type of ponds are not possible, and runoff water from the channels can be connected into these ponds. There should be lining should be done so that water stays for a long time, and even this can be used in the fish ponds. Now, last thing for a channel conservation measure for a channel is a embankment type of ponds. For this, we select a site, contour survey is done, and then embankment construction is done, and one outlet is done. So here you can see embankment type of ponds. This can be made in the non-arable land so that your fertile land is not wasted. So this site selection is according to a site where you get the largest storage volume, and you have to do the least amount of earth fill, and the what depth of water should be more so that evaporation losses is less. Then this site should not have more seepage losses, and it should be located near the area where it will be used, and it should be pollution free. So here you can see a earthen dam with pitching, stone pitching, and its section can be like this. You can have a 3 meter high dam, and this these can be made on the large drainage lines which are drained by the large watersheds. So, like this, we have covered what is a watershed, what are its components, how it can be delineated, what are different characteristics of the watershed, and what are the basic rules that guide the process of managing a watershed. There are different guidelines for it. And then component wise, what are the interventions which can help us in conserving the resources? And these components are arable land and non-arable land and on drainage lines. So thank you very much.
Thank you, sir. It was indeed a privilege to have you with us, and it was very informative session. So from the audience, if you're having any doubt regarding the session, you can WhatsApp me at the number is 940-9525-904. You can WhatsApp me your doubts, and I'll be passing on the questions to sir, and I'll reply you back. So we are concluding the session. On the behalf of Parul University, I wholeheartedly thank you for accepting our request and sharing your knowledge, sir. I also thank Parul University for arranging such series of webinars and giving us opportunity to interact with the experts. Thank you, viewers, for being with us, and uh, for your queries, you can WhatsApp me, as I said earlier. And once again, thank you, sir, and thank you all. We are winding up the session. Have a good day.
Thank you very much. Thank you
Thank
very much.
you.
Thank you.